Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.
And good morning, and well, should I say this? Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into Sunshine's Corner. And ladies, I gotta tell you something. Today is a conversation, the one that many of us, we were never prepared for. We were never warned about it. I know I wasn't. And often told to suffer through with silence. But today we're gonna learn better because we're talking about menopause. You know what was so cute about that? I was talking to a guy and I said, yeah, menopause, get it? But we're going to be talking today, and it's really something and how it affects our entire body. It affects our minds, our work, and the quality of life that we deal with every single day. So get yourself a cup of coffee, sit back and relax. And that's going to be joining me today, and I'll tell you, she's sweet as she can be, Renee Cloudsley. I hope I said that right. Okay, she's a trusted nurse and practitioner to help us to move forward with all this confusion. I know that I was, and get some clarity from the silence and get solutions, because this is something we should talk about. Renee, good morning, and thank you for coming in to help us in this mystery. Menopause is something that I call it my personal summers. All the things that we deal with. And so many women, as I talk to women and I see, they all think it is something to be fearful of. Because I myself, when I was growing up, because I was not taught about that, I thought it was something totally different. But thank you for getting up with all of your expertise. And I got to say to my girl Maggie, thank you, Maggie. Thank you. Maggie told me about you, right? And I tell you, I can't thank her enough. But thank you for getting up to talk with us today about menopause. But first, I want you to tell us about you, what you do, and how people can get in touch with you.
Well, good morning, Sunshine, and you're welcome. I'm happy to be here. My name is Renee Cloudsley. I am a board-certified family nurse practitioner, and I am also a certified menopause provider from the Menopause Society.
Oh my God.
I've been a nurse for 20 years, so I've been involved in nursing and helping women for 20 years. Part of my career was in oncology, so I've learned a lot about the cancers that can affect women. And then part of my career, I have done geriatrics, so I've learned a lot about women aging. And then a lot of my career, I have specialized in the care of middle-aged women. And so I focus on getting us through middle age as healthy as we can be to get to our golden years and make them golden, and because we want to be healthy, right?
You got that right.
So,
it's so many things that we go through, I think, that we don't ever talk about.
yes.
And I think that we should learn to talk about them and not fear, or it's something to be ashamed of.
Right.
Or maybe you think you're the only one that's going through that.
Yes.
You also said how, when we get to this age, when we get to this part about, I call it when we mature all over again. But that level, some of us, everybody, they deal with menopause in a different way.
Yes.
What are some of the things I could say that women that we fear about menopause, even when they don't know what's going on with their bodies? Talk about that, the things that we should look for. How soon should we start looking for it? What do you think menopause is, and why is it so whispered about? Why?
I think that goes back to historically, men were the primary care providers of women, and women who were going through menopause got a reputation of being, quote, whiny women, or women that just came in complaining about very vague symptoms, and the male doctors they were complaining to really had no frame of reference, and I think a lot of women just got labeled as this being all in their heads. So I think that we got gaslighted, and then we kind of gaslit ourselves as though this is nothing. But really, it is a real physiologic phenomena that is going on, where we're going through drastic hormonal changes, and probably the only comparison is what your body goes through during puberty. And you can imagine the upheaval that we know that teenagers and adolescents go through during puberty. This is about the only thing we can compare to what women are going through during menopause. So it is a major life change.
You know what, when we say that, and I said this very same thing that you just said to our viewers about when we change, going through puberty. And I said, why can't it be? But this is so much more difficult.
It is.
This lasts so long.
Yes.
Will it ever stop?
Yes, most of the time it does. Although is a percentage of women who have hot flashes for a very long time, decades, and they do sometimes remain on hormone replacement therapy for that, sometimes indefinitely.
Oh my God. I mean,
so the average age of menopause in women in North America is 51. But you can start going through menopause about 7 years before that. And so 51 is an average age, so women may experience menopause anytime between 45 and 55. So if you started 7 years before age 45, that could be your late 30s. A woman may start experiencing perimenopause symptoms.
Oh my goodness. You know what, rest her soul. I had a girlfriend. She was in a car accident, she transitioned. But she told me that she has one child, and she went through menopause in her late 20s and stopped in her 30s. Is that possible? I mean, of course it's possible, it happened, but what causes it sometimes to do it that way?
That's called premature ovarian failure, and that does happen to a small percentage of women.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was something else, guys. Wow. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I hope, now men, you need to be paying attention as well, because you know, it's not because we're grouchy, it's not because we're mean, it's just the fact, get out of the way, men, no pause. I mean, men, pause, move. But these things like this that happen with women, there's a gentleman, I gotta bring this up, because I think I mentioned this to you.
Yeah.
That he said he thought he was going through menopause.
Right.
I see that smile on your face, you said, right. Do men go through menopause? It's not called menopause with men. Explain it like you did to me before we went on camera.
Men go through a phase of life in their middle age years where they do have a gradual decline in testosterone. But I think what's different for them is they have a gradual decline. We're on a roller coaster ride of hormonal fluctuation every month for years.
For real.
So there's really little comparison for what men and women go through. And really menopause is something that affects men as well as they're in relationships with their wives, with their mothers, with perhaps their daughters, so co-workers. So men are going to experience the menopause that we go through. So it is, right? I mean, they're going to have to go through it too. I mean,
oh my goodness.
A lot of male spouses are, having to deal with it. And so it is definitely something that men should be aware of and more educated on as well.
Right. So guys, look, maybe that's why I'm divorced. He couldn't take it. But no, when I say this, I mean, but it's so many myths when it comes to menopause. And I want to get rid of those myths today, and we're going to talk about the real thing that really goes on.
Great.
What's the most common thing women say when you sit in the office for the first time when you're talking with them? Let's go that route so we can start from the beginning, girls. And listen, if I overlook something that you want to talk about, feel free that you can call and ask the question at 850-432-7768, because this is the day that we are really, really, really getting the knowledge that we need to proceed, to move into, a little bit cooler. Okay, now let's go back to that question there about when she first comes into your office. Let's use Maggie as an example. But how is it when you talk to them? What's the most common thing that they come up with you first to get the help with menopause when they don't know?
I don't feel like myself anymore. I just
Really?
don't feel like myself anymore.
Wow.
It is what women very often say.
Wow. Then something else that bothered me is the weight gain.
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? I mean, that weight gain is monstrous. And let me say this. Sure, there's a part that is weight gain, but we can control that, right? Yes, we can, by choosing what we eat.
Yes, we can help.
We can help.
We can help.
Okay, but how is it? Okay, I'm in your office. Okay, well, Renee, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do to help so I won't gain this weight? What would you tell me to do?
Well, of course, diet and exercise plays a role. We have to do our part. We all know, what a good diet and exercise regimen is. We don't always do it, but we kind of know. So that is definitely part of it. But another part of it is that when we start having the declining estrogen, the fat deposits differently. So it's more likely to deposit in our midsection, in our abdominal area, than it is other places. And that's when we start to notice our pants aren't fitting the same and things like that. And some estrogen replacement therapy can really help attenuate that deposit of fat in the abdomen area.
When you say estrogen replacement, examples, like what we use?
Like an estradiol patch.
A patch?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Just a little patch. It's very
Oh my
tiny.
goodness, I never knew about the patch.
Kind
You
of
see how I'm learning?
like a small piece of Scotch tape that goes on your abdomen.
Really?
Yeah, that's the most safe and most widely used estrogen replacement.
My goodness, did you all know about the patch? I didn't. Oh my goodness, you see, but these are things that we're learning that we can do, because I know that there's so many women that go through that, and I mean, I'm trying my best so that I won't,
Right.
you know, and it's so hard sometimes because, but I'll say, you know, I'm going to take this back. We're going to become empowered today. We're not going to be sitting here saying that we are all clamped down, we don't know what to do, we're blowing up and we can't stop. We can empower ourselves. No, we're not going to do that today. So I'm not going to say that, because I want you to know there's something that you can do as well. I often tell people that it's always good to, even if you're not going through menopause, if you're one of those slim people that nothing affects you, but be active.
Yes.
Monitor what you eat.
Yes.
You can eat some of the great things, but learn portion control.
Right.
Walk away from some of those sugars you may crave. But you can do this, and we're going to get empowered today, that we don't feel like we have to be consumed by everything that comes along with menopause.
Right.
Because sometimes I think we use that as a crutch when we don't want to do the work. Because anything, you got to do the work, right? Yeah.
Yes.
In order to get the maintenance of everything that you need. When we say menopause, and I just love it. I was talking to a guy on the phone. I did a breakup on. He said, "Yeah, you talk about men, right? A pause. Okay, I'm going to be using that." There was a song out years ago that said, "The men all paused when I walked into the room." I mean, remember that one?
That's a different menopause.
That's a different menopause right there. I mean, but you know, it's these things that happen with us that is so mind-blowing. The body that goes through so many transitions, so much that we, this metamorphosis that we go through. Is this what the old cliche I used to hear years ago? It says, twice a child, once an adult. When you're back, now all that I've gone through in my younger years, when I first started as a young girl, then I became a woman, and now I'm going back to that child again. I mean, because all of that stops, but there's a difference in it. Why is it that there's so much a difference in it when we come out of it than when we go in? What's the big difference in that? Because I asked you something, she said, huh? No, I'm saying like this. I think like when I can remember my teen years, which was just yesterday, and now as I mature, it's a different phase. It's like my problem is I can't sleep. Is that does that continue like that? I have to take a pill. I get the melatonin. I take those because I literally can't fall asleep.
That is a common complaint in menopause and middle age. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What is triggering up here that I can't go to sleep? I'm just asking an off the wall question.
It's the deficiency of estrogen and progesterone that interrupts our circadian rhythm, and so we can be
Hold on a
helped.
second, Renee. Did y'all hear those words? Circadian rhythm. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
So menopause is really, the technical term would be ovarian failure.
Okay.
We're born with all the eggs that we're going to have for the rest of our lives. When we're born, we have all the eggs we're going to have. We don't create any more. Unlike men who create sperm continually throughout their lifespan, we're born with all the eggs that we have. And as we age, we get fewer and fewer of them. We menstruate one every month. So the longer our reproductive age is, the earlier you get your period, perhaps the earlier you will go through menopause. We have young women now getting their period at age 9, age 10. So those people might go through menopause earlier, because eventually we start to run out of eggs. And so perimenopause is when we're having fewer eggs, and our body has to start working harder to make follicles and to ovulate. And so we start seeing hormonal changes. We start seeing rises in follicular stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone that helps get those eggs ready. And then we start having massive surges of estrogen to get us to ovulate those eggs. And we start going through those roller coaster of changes during perimenopause, where our hormones fluctuate wildly.
Wow.
And so we can get a lot of effects from that.
Why do you think girls are starting so early? 9 years old, 10 years old, they just got here.
There's a lot of research being done as to why that's happening. I tend to think it's environmental. I think it's chemicals and estrogen-like chemicals in our environment, a lot of plastics, a lot of microplastics, pesticides, things in our food that mimic estrogens in our bodies.
And that causes them to start.
I think that causes early puberty.
Get out. I was 14.
Yes. I was about 13. So.
Yeah, I was 14. I mean, but long time. I mean, I think about that, but when you say the 9-year-old, I mean, my God, they haven't even started to develop.
Yes, it's very young.
And it's so young that they gotta go.
They're children, and you're teaching them how to manage, you know, a menstrual cycle. But the nice thing, you know, the one, I guess the benefit of going through menopause is you don't have to worry about that anymore. You don't have a menstrual cycle to worry about anymore.
That's right.
You don't have cramps, you don't have bleeding, you don't have to carry the feminine products, and you're a little bit free of that.
Except for the night sweats. I understand that because I mean, like, oh my God, yes, but I can't get this number out of my head when you said that a child can start as early as 9 or 10 years old. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, because they're still playing with dolls.
Right.
They're still outside making the mud pies.
Right.
And they've got to talk about a period?
Yes.
And we're not talking about the one at the end of a sentence. I mean, oh my God, that is amazing.
Yeah, so we have technically a reproductive life that starts somewhere around that age, 9 to 14, and continues on till about age 51. But then we live a lot longer than age 51, right?
Exactly.
We're living up into our 80s and 90s. So we have 30 years, you know, 30 years, maybe 40 years to live in a state of declined estrogen. And that can have quite a profound effect on our body.
Wow. Jesus, I'm learning something today that I mean, that's deep.
Yeah.
Oh God, when I think about it, I mean, and I think that's why when I push myself, I push. I'm only 25. I push myself. I push myself to get through this. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh God, and I even try to think about my mother, rest her soul. And I think now, I said, I always know why she had that fan in the house still. With the house being cool, she still had a fan on her.
Yeah.
I can remember that. I would always wonder, Mother, why are you doing with the fan? You know, but now I understand that.
Yes.
Because she didn't talk about it. She just dealt with it and went through. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having a conversation today where I am really being educated. And this is something that we should be empowered by. This is something that we as women, that we must go through. Oh, a question just popped in my head. We're going to go to break. I'm going to come back and ask that one. But the fact of it is, this is the time. I feel like the only question that is crazy is the one that's not asked. I think that the only time that we should not, don't just sit here. If you've got a question that's something that's dealing with your body, you've only got my temple is a little bit different from your temple. So maybe there's something that you're dealing with that I'm not. So let's talk about that while we have a professional that can give you the answer. Menopause, kicking off 2026 the right way. Stay with us right here on Sunshine's Corner.
Join me as I have a conversation with Dr. Dawn Walton, Chief Medical Officer of the Studer Children's Hospital, and Claire Kirscher, as we talk about how we can make sure we have the healthiest babies and the healthiest moms here, right here in our area.
Good day, Pensacola. Welcome to a new segment on health and wellness sponsored by Baptist Healthcare in partnership with Sunshine's Corner. Every first Wednesday of the month during Sunshine's telecast, we're going to be bringing you information about health and wellness and ways to make sure we're improving the quality of your health care here in Pensacola. After all, we want to ensure that you're going to the right place at the right time and for the right reason, and that you don't feel alone. Can't wait to see you.
At FPL, we plan for storm season all year long. We're strengthening poles to better withstand severe weather. We're clearing lines to improve resiliency, and we're constantly training teams to act at a moment's notice. Because we're always working, always preparing. So when storms do hit, you can count on us. FPL, working for you every single day.
Pensacola, Wagwan mean? What's up in Jamaica? My name is Nash, CEO of Good Vibes Jamaican Grill. Once you see me, you already know this is where the flavor The vibes, everything is at right here at 7999 Pensacola Boulevard. If you want oxtail, curry goat, jerk chicken, and so much more, just come right here at Good Vibes. Just come on down and just come enjoy yourself. If you haven't been, you're missing out. And if you're coming, bring your friend, tag a friend or friend.
Never been a better time to be in Pensacola, Florida, and we're going to find out why from Mayor Reeves as he joins me with Conversations with Quint. You don't want to miss this.
And welcome back to Sunshine's Corner, and today we're kicking off 2026 with our conversation today. We're talking about something that we all have to deal with. But you know, every single day I try to give you something to be inspired by, because I am such a faith-believing woman, and I like to share with you because everybody goes through different things. In the world that we're living in today, I want to share with you a scripture that I want you to take and meditate on the words. Maintenance is required. When I say that, I mean we need to rest. There's so much going on in the world today. But the scripture that I want to share with you today, it says, then because so many people were coming and going, they did not even have a chance to rest, didn't have a chance to eat. He said to them, come with me by yourselves, be quiet, get in a quiet place and get yourself some rest. That is coming to you from the book of Mark, chapter 6, verse 31. So what I'm trying to say to you today, my dear friends, is like this. I want to give you an analogy. I want you to figure this out, to see the picture I'm painting. Modern cars. Don't wait until the engine fails to warn us that something is going wrong. Long before the car breaks down, there's a warning light that pops up on your dash. It says, you know, there's a light that's telling you the fuel is low, the car is overheating, maintenance required. They're not there to punish, they're there to protect. The car is still running, but without the attention, damage is inevitable. So what am I saying to you today? Many of us live our lives about like that emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. But what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta keep showing up, producing, caring for everyone else. But outside, the thing that I tend to do, everything looks fine, but on the inside, we're overheated. Think about this. We're underfueled. It's overdue for rest. So instead of pulling over, we often turn up the music and just keep right on driving. That's just me, right? But in Mark 6, it tells us, Jesus notices the warning signs before we burn out, before we break down. So the disciples were saying faithfully, it's okay, we're ready. So what am I saying to you today? I want you not to just burn up. Take your time and just relax. It's interrupted for a reason so that you can get a rest because your body needs it. That's your thought for today. I want you to settle down, relax, come get some rest, and let Jesus do the rest. Now let's talk about this menopause today that's gonna keep right on going with us so we can get some rest, okay? But what I want to say about that, when we were talking about that, we're getting that, thank you, my young lady who's working my screen for me, I appreciate you from the heart. But what I'm saying, we wanna reframe the narrative of menopause with a mindset, because I think the things that we have allowed to happen is that we don't know the real reason. We take what we think that what's been said and go by that instead of seeking help to find out the real reason to get help, that you won't have to be so miserable when you're going through these changes with your body. How does menopause affect a woman's work life? I can tell you that. How can it, if it affects the work life, the relationship, the confidence, we go through this thing, and I feel this a lot, that, okay, my confidence, what I thought of, that walk I used to have, or still have it, it sometimes it's so heavy that it pulls on you mentally.
Yes.
Does it affect your mentality that we should get mental help? You know, get down, sit down and talk to somebody about all these things that we're going through?
I love that you brought up how does it affect our work life, because it has a profound effect on our work life. And that's one of the reasons I said that menopause is an issue for everyone to be concerned with. You know, women in their 40s and 50s, we're at the top of our game. We're leaders, we're supervisors, we're managers, we're running things.
Yes.
And then we come upon this menopause. Did you know 20% of women either quit or get fired from their positions going through the menopause transition? That's 1 in 5 of us will have a major career disruption because of menopause.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. So brain fog is a common complaint, mood disturbances, anxiety and depression. And another fascinating fact is that, you know, between ages 45 and 55, that's the highest time that women are known to commit suicide. And so all of this during menopause, all of this is driven by extreme hormonal fluctuations and changes, which can cause changes in mood disturbances, and the ability to think and perform our tasks.
I did not realize it get that bad. I think about this. Okay, this is what I was going to ask you earlier. Janet Jackson had a baby. I think she got caught in the middle of menopause. I'm just saying that, I don't know. But I mean, she was 50 years old.
Wow. That's fascinating. A woman's body's amazing. That's amazing.
That's amazing. She had her son. She only has 1 child, but she had that baby. She was 50.
And she most likely had reproductive, assistance, reproductive technology.
Oh, you think they gave her a little power?
I'm pretty sure.
Really? I mean, but think about it, because she had the baby 50. The baby's 9 now, okay? She's 59. She's almost 60.
Right.
And that child, oh my goodness. So, but do women ever get caught? I mean, I don't mean to say like caught. I mean, sometime during that transition, boom, you think that the cycle is gone, and you get there, you're really with your husband, and boom, here's a baby.
That's a precarious time, that 45 to 50, when you're perimenopausal, because you may still ovulate. It could happen. The chances are small, but it is possible.
Really?
Yes.
I thought that's what had happened to Janet. Okay, I had said that. It's okay, Janet Jackson, men out pause, right? But I thought that was amazing when she got pregnant. She later, and then when she showed herself, and she was 50-year-old woman having her first child.
Right.
And I mean, that was amazing to me. But I hear a lot of that now.
Yes.
Well, women are waiting later to have the children, so you're gonna be 80 years old and the child just getting out of high school.
Right.
Saying that, but how is it that when a woman, oh, Jesus, just thinking about that, when a woman has a baby and the shift of your mindset, then you going through menopause, and I got a little baby. Oh my God, that's got to be a job.
That's extremely difficult, and women aren't sure what's going on. They're not sure if they're having postpartum issues or perimenopausal issues, or what's driving that.
Oh my goodness. So when you hear postpartum, and they're in the middle of this that's going on, oh God, you got those two entities together, that is a monster. Because you don't know whether it's, then your sex drive go away.
Oh, and that is probably one of the most common complaints I hear from women. Declining sex drive, no sex drive, just not interested anymore.
What can you do about that? Oh, I mean, I'm not saying that I got that problem. I mean, but
no one wants to say they got that problem, but everyone's in my office saying they've got that problem.
Really? Oh my God.
So it's a lot more common than you think, and don't be afraid to talk to your medical provider about that. One of the things we try is testosterone therapy, testosterone replacement therapy for low libido, and that can be pretty effective. And it's applied in a topical cream. Very easy to use. Yes. Yeah.
I don't want to laugh. I mean, I'm just thinking out loud. I mean, it's coming out loud. I mean, okay, girls. And I'm stuttering because I want to say something, but I don't. It's like when that happens and you've got the low libido and all that good stuff, right? Does sometimes that break marriages up?
I think it does. I think it does cause a lot of marital turmoil.
Because of the fact you're not as active or just as spunky as you were.
Sure.
And the husband can't understand, they don't deal with it.
Well, it's a loss of intimacy, that intimate time together.
Right.
And there's other ways to be intimate, you know?
Say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's other ways to be intimate, just touching and massaging and
Yeah.
cuddling. It doesn't always have to be intercourse, but that's a common complaint. And then, of course, there's complaints of painful intercourse and vaginal dryness and things like that. And definitely no one wants to talk about that. But that's real.
What do you do about that?
That's real. Well, that can be helped a lot by vaginal estradiol cream can help that symptom quite a bit. Systemic estrogen therapy can help those genitourinary symptoms quite a bit.
Oh.
So we don't have to suffer. We don't have to suffer in silence.
Exactly. That's the thing. I think, I have one thing on here labeled that suffering in silence. Because of the fact I think a lot of women do. I think that we've got to get over this mindset that, okay, I don't want my husband to know that this is what I'm going through, so I'm gonna go through this like this. No. I think that you should talk. Is there places where, even with your business, men and women come in together to talk about it?
Sometimes.
Because that will
Occasionally.
give a man a more of an understanding of what's going on. Because he could just be dealing with some of the things that we thought we knew.
Right. Well, men get frustrated sometimes. They don't understand how come my wife doesn't want to have sex anymore. How come she's not enjoying this the way she used to. And it would be helpful for more men to come in because I don't think they understand. That's pretty rare. I don't see very many men come in. What I usually see is the woman come in and said, my husband said he'll pay anything, just fix me. Just fix this. I don't care what it costs.
Get out. Oh my goodness. This is so much deeper than I thought, ladies and gentlemen. But I knew that it's a great big part of life that we have to go through. And I'm glad that you brought up the fact that intimacy does not always mean sex. I mean, intercourse. Intimacy can be holding my hand, let me cuddle up with you, let me spoon you when I go to sleep.
Right.
But if that's not, a man got to realize, because if that's a 10, 15 year, 20, 30 year process, oh my God, that's a long time. So women, can we go through something else so we can bring something else on another way to make sure that man is happy so he won't run out there?
I think I'm a big believer, obviously, in hormone replacement therapy.
Right.
And one of the little talked about reasons why is because of our vaginal health.
Right.
Because with a decline in estrogen, you're going to see a decrease in vaginal tissue,
Right.
a decrease in the turgor of that tissue. And starting estrogen replacement therapy early in the menopausal process will help us preserve that vaginal tissue so that we can enjoy our sex lives longer, so that it doesn't become painful and uncomfortable.
Okay.
And I think that that's a really important and often overlooked and not talked about reason to do menopause hormone therapy.
Are women embarrassed to talk about it?
I think so. I think so.
Because of the fact that they think that maybe they're saying, oh, why am I going through this? Am I getting too old? Or you only mature, girls. I mean, but
it's hard to talk about. And I have a lot of clients that they have a primary care provider they're very happy with, and maybe it's a male primary care provider, maybe not, but they don't specialize in the treatment of menopausal women. And here they've had this long relationship with a primary care provider, but they can't bring themselves to talk about their sex life with their primary care provider. So I have people that come see me just for hormones, just to be able to have someone to talk to about these issues.
And how can people get in touch with you? We've said that we've bumped around this for a minute, but how can people get in touch with you? Because I know there are probably a lot of ladies want to talk to you. How can they get in touch with you?
I have my own medical practice. It's called A Trusted Nurse Practitioner. It's located in Gulf Breeze proper, and we have a website, www.atrustednurse.com. And you can self-schedule an appointment, or you can also call 850-990-9100, and our office staff. I have two great medical assistants, Sarah and Amber, who are wonderful, who've been with me a long time. In fact, Sarah was my first medical assistant when I became a nurse practitioner back in 2012.
Wow.
Yes. And so we're a little medical office, but we make a big difference in the lives of our patients because we answer the phone when you call. You know who you're talking to. It's not unusual for me to answer the phone myself. Maggie called me last week. I answered the phone. It was 7:30 in the morning. She said, I just thought I was going to leave a message. I can't believe you answered the phone. 7:30 in the morning, somebody must need me. I'm going to answer the phone.
Exactly.
And I was able to get her an apappointment and get her seen that day. And that's unheard of at a large medical practice.
Exactly. And you know, when she told me that, she was really overjoyed. She was, she's no Sonshine. She got me in the same day so that I could get some things taken care of because what she was going through. And I say that to you ladies, do not go through this and don't do something about it when there is somebody here that specializes in that.
Right.
To get that taken care of. I didn't even know there was a specialty just like that, because I thought you just go through your primary doctor. We're learning. knowledge is power.
You know, only 8% of family practice physicians said they're comfortable taking care of menopause symptoms. And I have primary care providers that send me their clients, which blows my mind.
Well, because they're uncomfortable doing it.
That's right. They say, go see someone that specializes in the hormones. So I saw a great need in middle-aged women that they weren't getting the care they needed, that they weren't getting the support that they needed going through menopause. And there's a lot of great gynecologists around here. They're wonderful, but they don't always have the time to counsel women and educate women and treat them for their menopausal symptoms. So I sought a certification. I did self-study course on the Menopause Society of North America and got a certification. So I'm a certified menopause provider, one of only a few, and I'm listed on their website. And so many people seek me out that way because they want to find someone who's certified, who has demonstrated expertise.
Absolutely. So you know what, girls, ladies, you don't have to wait. You can start now because you don't know when it's going. You know, some of these things that you could be dealing with, you may think it's just stress when it's something. It could be the beginning of menopause that you're going through.
Yes.
When the things that you don't get it confused with stress or, oh, I'm just hot today. You know what I'm saying? Because when I first, I said, oh my God, why am I burning up? You know, and it's only from here up. Why?
Right.
Why does it just go from here up and it's not all over? You know?
I'm not sure, but everyone experiences hot flashes a little different.
Oh, really? So everybody don't just get that burning sensation I have up here. A girlfriend was with me one day. When it hit me, she put her hand to my neck. She said, I can feel heat coming from you. Is that normal? Or am I overheated?
That is a very common symptom, yes.
I mean, this is something that affects us ladies that I wanted to talk about, and so many people had asked me to talk about it because there's a young lady that was on social media. I really tagged her. I said, look, make sure you tune in because we're going to be talking about it. The things that we have to go through, and I think the questions that she was asking on social media, because I think a lot of people think they can get all the answers in the world by going to social media. No. You know.
You can get a lot of misinformation.
To say it again, because that's not doctor social media. I mean,
there's a lot of misinformation out there, and there's also medical providers out there that aren't giving the best information either. And there's a lot of, profit-driven motives, that people that want to make money and take advantage of women who are in this position who just want help. They just want to feel better.
Exactly. Somebody want to talk to us this morning. Let's see who we got. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sonshine, first I want to say Happy New Year to you and your guests this morning.
Well, Happy New Year.
And as a man, I've learned a lot, but I learned a lot 50 years ago. I met my wife, and she was an Army nurse. And I told her a story about when I was a little boy. I would always wonder what that rubber bag was with the holes attached that was on the back of the bathroom door.
I know what you're talking about.
And then it was called a douche bag. And it started my thankfulness and appreciation for what it was to be born a man. Because we didn't have to put nothing nowhere. We men deal with a scrotum that may hang lower in age and a quote unquote what they call midlife crisis. Then over 50 years ago, Sonshine, I read a book that was called Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About a Woman But Are Afraid to Ask. And now today we're talking about what? Estrogen, testosterone, and hormones?
That's
postpartum depression?
Yes.
Yes. You all are teaching us something. And you said that you all today are leaving not only women but men empowered through knowledge.
That's right.
That's a sign of love, LOVE, leading others victoriously, today educated or empowered.
Exactly. Thank you.
So thank you all for what you are doing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And I'm going into my 50th year with my Army nurse. And I understand the female problems that women go through so much that when I have conversations with women, they know I'm with Gladys, but they say, do you have a brother? Men need to learn more about what you all go through physically.
Amen.
Especially those that are married, because that's called your helpmeet. They help meet the house note and all the bills. But you also build up the spiritual partner with an understanding. And thank you all for giving us that understanding this morning to start the year off.
Well, thank you so much, Kingdom Walker. And I tell you, I have a new vision, I have a new way, a thought process that I want to come from this year. It's going to be more information that's going to be beneficial for us. And I thank God for this idea that it's going to lighten so we can empower the community. And empowerment, I believe, knowledge is so much power. And when we get this knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, we got to use it. Thank you, Kingdom Walker.
Supernatural blessings on you, Sunshine.
All right, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a great conversation today. I want you to feel so empowered today. I don't want you to feel as if that you are just, I gotta go. You can go through this, but you can go through this feeling so much more comfortable knowing what's happening with your body. We've got a professional that's one of few that's in this area that can take care of all the things that we as women have to go through. We'll be back with more. I want to hear from you as well right here, Sunshine's Corner.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Messick Insurance Agency in Pensacola if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Keep going, more. No, stop!
You are invited to the 37th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Parade, Monday, January the 19th, 11 o'clock a.m. in downtown Pensacola. This year's powerful theme is, with unity, we won't turn back. Register your group today. Entries are placed by the date your application is received, so don't wait. For registration forms, email themlking2020@gmail.com or call 850-378-9242. Join us as we honor the life, the legacy, and the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
I'm Emily Echeverria, Marketing Communications Director for Council on Aging of West Florida and the host of Coming of Age. Watch our show to find out what we're doing for our seniors and their families, and hear from area experts and local business owners about their programs and services. Want to help? Find out how you can work with us to bring a better future to our seniors. Watch Coming of Age, 3:30 p.m. Wednesdays, only on Blab TV.
The Emerald Coast Utilities Authority's state-of-the-art materials recycling facility processes recyclables for communities throughout the region, lowering need for more landfills. This highly efficient recycling service accepts glass, paper, cardboard, plastics, aluminum, and more. But we need your help. Please make sure your recyclables are clean of garbage, food, and liquids. Also, please remember that plastic shopping bags, foam products, or yard waste are not recyclable. To learn more, go to livegreenecua.com.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. This is a new year, a new beginning, 2026. I am what I say I am. You can be anything that you choose to be, but do it in the right way. You see, we are going to continue to give you all the areas to fill you with all the knowledge that you need so we can take care of this number one. I believe in taking care of the temple. You only get one, so give it the best. I want to thank Renee, listen at this. I want to say to you, thank you for being willing to come in, to share this knowledge so we can empower our ladies. And there's something the gentleman that called said that was so important. Men need to know this.
Yes.
So that you can understand what it is that a woman has to go through.
Yes.
She's not just walking around looking cute every day and not dealing with anything, but you need to be there when you're having those mood swings. You got to understand when she's having those hot flashes, when she's not in the mood. Right. You know, knowledge is power. That also works for the men as well.
Yes.
And I want them to understand that. When it comes to the practical empowerment is what I labeled this one, what we can take away. What should every woman ask her health care provider, firstly, but in order to deal with all the transformations that your body is going through, and you're going to your provider, what would be the first thing you would suggest that they talk to them about when they start in menopause, they're not sure what it is? Just tell them the things that you're dealing with.
I think it's really important to do a thorough, what we call a review of systems and symptoms. Go through every body system and ask for the medical provider to ask, are you experiencing this? Are you experiencing that? Because many symptoms that women are having, they're not attributing to menopausal transition, but they may be.
Okay.
Such as ringing in the ears, heart palpitations, dry skin. Some things are not so obvious, but are related to the estrogen decline.
But what's the heart palpitation?
When we have estrogen receptors in our SA node in our heart, and when we have a decline in estrogen, we can actually experience some heart palpitations. Of course, it's important to evaluate if there's a cardiac cause of that, but sometimes that is perimenopause.
Do you hear what we're finding out today? I didn't know that. I thought I was just running too much. I mean, really?
I mean, I think the most important thing is to try to go in there and have the conversation with your medical provider and see if they're receptive. Are they receptive to your conversation, or are they dismissive of the symptoms?
Or call you.
Right.
I mean, because you understand.
Many times women's symptoms are being dismissed by their medical providers, and they're leaving there thinking, oh, I guess I just have to deal with this. But you may not just have to deal with this.
It's because they don't have the knowledge to share with you, and they're afraid not to talk about it because they don't know?
Almost every woman is a candidate for estrogen replacement therapy, hormone replacement therapy. There's very few women that are not candidates for therapy.
Really? And I thought I was going to be one. I'm going to walk through this. Okay.
Well, you don't have to. If you want to, that's okay. You don't have to take hormone replacement therapy. But if you choose not to, don't do it out of fear.
Right. Do it because you think you can. Oh my goodness.
So many women are fearful of it. From the Women's Health Initiative study back in 2002, when they thought that estrogen caused breast cancer. They came out and said that hormone replacement therapy would cause breast cancer.
Yes.
And that has since been debunked. And in fact, just a few weeks ago, the FDA and the National Institute for Health came out and said they were removing the black box warning from estrogen replacement therapies. So we no longer have that black box warning that it carried for so long. That was erroneous data.
That was really what was in my head.
Yes.
That was in my head ringing, no, get to go through this. It's got to stop one day. Find out it may not. But, I mean, was that what I thought? That it was cancerous if I go to the estrogen. And everything I see now, if I even buy something, I want to read to see if there's an amount in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that I can not be that person that say, because that's really, engraved in my thought process.
Yes.
And I think I'm not the only one.
In a lot of people's, but we have learned better. When you know better, you do better.
Absolutely.
And we've harmed a lot of women by not giving them hormones when they really, really needed them. And so I'm so glad we've learned more, and we've removed that black box warning, and we're now more open to giving women the hormones that they need, just replacing what was naturally in their body.
Absolutely. Okay, now you said, first of all, about the patch. And what other ways?
So, a woman can be on...
You can talk to that camera, let them know.
You can be on hormone replacement therapy for as little as $20 a month out of pocket, so it doesn't have to be something expensive. So the main FDA-approved hormone replacement therapy is an estrogen patch or pill, along with a progesterone capsule at night. And that's the mainstay of therapy. If you want to add testosterone, which is never FDA approved for women, they don't think we need testosterone. A lot of medical providers disagree and think we do need testosterone. We usually add that in a topical compounded cream from a compounding pharmacy.
Really?
So some women can't get the estrogen dose they want or don't like wearing patches. And we sometimes combine some estrogen and testosterone in a topical compounded cream, and we can customize that to a patient's needs. Some providers do hormone pellets. I do not, but hormone pellets are another way that women can get hormones into their body. So it's a little small pellet, maybe the size of a rice, that's implanted subcutaneously in an office procedure.
Really?
And that has to be done about every 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long do you wear the patch? All day long? Take it off, take a shower, put it back?
No, it's actually worn for 3 days. So
really?
You're changing this twice a week, and it stays on really well throughout the shower and swimming, and we're very active in the panhandle here of Florida with swimming and everything, and women can wear their estrogen patches and they don't fall off.
Oh my goodness.
It's just a little tiny patch. It goes down here under your panty line. And
Will it help lose weight?
It can help you lose weight.
They're going to bombard you today, man. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, we're finding out so much today. I'm still filled with so many questions, things that are running through my thought process because I'm getting the knowledge that I truly deserve.
Fire away.
Fire away. Come on, people. Don't let me be the one that's overflowing. I'm sure you're going through that maturity stage as well. That's what I call that, my maturity level. We got to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about menopause. And look, empowering you today right here on Sunshine's Corner.
My name's Kelly McLeod. I'm the owner of Bella Magazine. Bella is a source of uplifting and inspiring content for the women of Pensacola.
I think the magazine is just so thoughtfully done. There's a lot of attention to detail. The stories are really good.
You've got seriousness, you've got fun, education, fashion. It just encompasses everything.
Women are multidimensional, and so is Bella.
From the efficiency of American natural gas and the dependability of nuclear power, to the strength of Florida's sunshine and the flexibility of advanced battery storage systems, we leverage a diverse mix of energy sources to power our growing state, ensuring reliable, low-cost power for your home or business whenever you need it. FPL, working for you every single day.
Adventure, fun, and connections is all right here in your backyard with Pensacola Parks and Recreation. Bike the trails and feel the rush. Come to our senior programs for ages 50 and older. Learn new skills and make new friends. Tee up at Osceola Golf Course and paddle into nature with Bayview Outdoor Pursuits. Pensacola Parks and Recreation. Discover more, play more, live more.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
What? Well, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody gave me a cue. And I'm saying this, I hope they didn't hear what I said. Oh my God. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, we are back today. I'm talking about everything to you and oh my Jesus. We're talking menopause today. Listen, now this conversation, it matters because we need to know what to do and how to handle our bodies. We need to know all of the changes that we're going through so that we as a society of women can take care of this temple in a better way. Don't have to suffer as much in silence. You can speak up about it and talk about the things that you really know that's going to help. We're talking about menopause, the things that we need. How can women reframe menopause in a new season? How can we get let's put that, how would you suggest to a woman let's reframe this thought with not this deadly dread, this part that's coming. How would you reframe that to empower women today to deal with it?
Well, I think it's going to be freedom. Freedom from that menstrual cycle. Freedom from that. Freedom from the worries of the reproductive years. We don't have to worry about getting pregnant. We don't have to worry about getting that period. We're past that.
You got that right. And that's a joyous time.
Yes.
I mean, and then the fact that, also with that freedom, I like that. You got that freedom today. You're free. And with that, I don't know about you, but I think I'm really going to try to patch. I just got to say it. Because of the fact that there was the myth that I had going so much in my thought process that I really thought that it was cancerous if I got anything with estrogen in it, that was going to cause me to develop breast cancer. And when you think about it, so many people, you think so many different ways, but the myths that you've heard on the things that have been proven even now that we're not aware of, that we'll have to have that by going natural or going with the herbs and all that good stuff. But what we're talking about today, the future of you knowing the empowerment that you're receiving today, that you can learn to take care of this body that you have. Let's tell people again how they can get in touch with you.
Okay, you can get in touch with me on my website, which is www.atrustednurse.com, or call my office at 850-990-9100.
Is suffering really, is that normal for people though, the going in silence? That you found out with your practice, there's a lot of us that we're just suffering in silence.
Thank goodness, because of all the media involving menopause and just so many people speaking out about menopause right now. Menopause is having a moment, so I think women are less likely to suffer in silence. But many women coming into my office have been suffering for a while, and they've been getting dismissed by medical providers, you know.
Wow. You think that maybe men, okay guys, I love you, doctors. I'm just talking about the men right now. But do you think that because of the fact that they're not aware of the depths of what we do go through, that they brush it off?
I think so. And just it's time driven a lot of times. Menopause care takes time. It takes time to talk to and counsel women. It takes time to do that thorough review of systems and really do a thorough set of labs and review those with women and educate those. It takes time. And just so many in the medical community, they don't have the time with the patients that I'm able to take in my own independent practice. I'm able to take the time.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, please remember how to get in touch with her. Don't suffer in silence, okay? I mean, I just say, I want to thank you for coming in today, because this has been knowledge that we need, that we can get out of that slump of saying, oh, I just got to deal with this that way. Get the patch. I mean, but thank you so much for what you do and the way that you educate women. I thank you so very much for coming in, Renee. I really do.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Oh God, yes. If I call you again, I got your number now. I'll call you and say we need to add something else on, whatever. Because I did not realize that even that you had that practice there, but that was not. Thank God for Maggie. She told me about that your practice, what you do, and helping women that go through this monster that we deal with every single day. You can still live and have a great life doing it, but knowing what to do is the key. Knowledge is power, and that's what she does. She shares the knowledge with you. And if you're going through that, don't think that that is something that you're going through it alone. You're not. Every woman that walks the face of this earth got to go through that at some time or another.
Absolutely.
And I mean, ladies, if today's conversation resonated with you, don't ignore what your body is telling you. Seek care, ask questions, and advocate for yourself.
Yes.
Be an advocate for yourself, because this is something that I've learned today that we're going to go through no matter what. You can't stop it. You cannot stop it. This is a process. This is our life cycle. This is where we're going. So don't ignore the signs. Ask questions and be that advocate for yourself, and find out, like I did today when I thought estrogen would just really hurt me and what it won't. Thank you so much for coming in with me, Renee. I appreciate you from the heart. And my girl Maggie, thank you, Maggie. Don't forget, now tomorrow we are going to be talking about it Tuesday with Bella Magazine. So I encourage you to come on in and learn something else that we'll be talking about tomorrow. But I want to leave you every single day, as I do, with a thought. Never, ever, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, whatever it is that you're dealing with in life, if you keep God first in it, I guarantee you'll be a total success. So until tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for another day of sunshine. We've got some great people coming in with Bella Magazine to tell you some things about how women, we're sassy, we're empowered, we are strong. I am woman, and I'm strong. Remember that song? You don't remember that, do you? Helen Reddy, I am woman, hear me roar.
Sunshine's Corner, being brought to you by Quint and Richie Studer.